What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Vince if you are new to my channel, and today we're going to recap the Supra Build Series. So 14 videos later, we are here. I feel like I started the series ages ago, but I just wanted to create a series for everyone on YouTube to see just the cool builds that you can do with the Mark V Supra. And I've been very, very blessed, very lucky to have an awesome community from all over. So to everyone who has let me record their car and featured it on the channel, on the series, I just want to say thank you for letting me shoot content of your car. But now, after some time, the more and more builds that I've seen, especially on this specific series, I want to just take this time and actually rank what I personally think is the best for these categories. So again, all of this is my opinion, and whatever choices that I make, if I featured your car on the channel, please don't take it as a slight. I love all of the Supra builds that have been featured on my channel. And of course, I do plan on adding more content for you guys that are watching, but I just want to preface it. So, of course, leave a comment down below with what you think of my list. If you guys haven't watched any of the videos that I have done for the Supra Build series, definitely check out the other ones. I know that my shooting style for the first couple of ones was drastically different than my style that I shoot now. So I just want to let you guys know that if you are a relatively new viewer or subscriber, that the style that I did before on the first couple of ones was definitely different. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So there's going to be 8 categories that I will be ranking the builds or cars on this video. So first one, it's going to be best wheels. Second one is going to be the best build if money was not a problem. Third is best aesthetics. Fourth is the best engine bay. Fifth is the best sounding Supra. Sixth is the fastest Supra. Seventh is the best daily driver build. And the 8th is going to be the best overall build. So let's go ahead and jump to it, and we'll start off with the best wheels. So I'm going to actually do the honorable mentions first, and then mention who my personal winner for this specific category is. And so the honorable mentions for the best wheels is Matt's white Supra, David's black Supra, and then Jason's turbulence gray Supra. For me personally, I clearly have a bias for TE37s because that is what I'm running on my car. Yeah, I've always loved David's wheels, the work Kawami CR 2-piece, just with the bronze, the chrome, it definitely pops and is something that you don't see with a lot of Supra builds. My winner for the best wheels has to go to Tony's HREs that is on his HKS wide body Supra. I do actually plan on doing another video on Tony's car because I just feel like the original video that I did of it just did not give it justice. It didn't have the correct lighting, and we were kind of in a time crunch that night. I think overall I think we were out until like 2 or 3 a.m. doing different shoots and stuff. Was a fun time, but I wasn't fully, I don't want to say prepared, but just in the zone to record that video. But that's definitely what I would say would be for the best wheels. Next one is the best build if money was not a problem. The honorable mention and the winner actually is just completely interchangeable with this specific category because of just how much time and money has went into it. But the winner / honorable mention, and again, this can be switched around, is again, Tony and his HKS wide body Supra, and David's 2021 A91 edition Supra with the 7275, and this is the one that I just recently featured prior to this video that made over 1,000 wheel on a stock block. So clearly for Tony's car, it's a little bit different. I mean, it is a top mount car, but just overall with the aesthetics, and it's not that common that you see an HKS wide body Supra running around. But then on the flip side, you also have David's car, where a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of care has gone into the build to make it what it is. So that's what I would say. You either get aesthetics and fast, or you can get also aesthetics, but in the OEM body, but it's super, super fast. So really can't go wrong with either choice on that one. The third one is the best aesthetics. So of course, depending on your taste, you can, choose whichever one suits your preference for how the owner has modded their Supra. So for the honorable mention, I would say again, David, because it's OEM Plus and just super clean, really nice details on it. Devin's Supra, which he sold a while back. But my winner for the best aesthetics, I would say, is Calvin's yellow Supra, which he also sold. But you guys will see him again on the channel pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But his yellow Supra was literally the first Instagram famous Supra that I saw. So some of you guys might be watching this and you're following him on Instagram, or you might have seen his car on Instagram on your Explore. Seeing his car with the Advan GTs, which is what he had prior to the works that he had on the car whenever I featured it on the channel. But he ran the ski box on his car, one of the first ones that I saw, maybe even the first one, which I'm now running on my car. It's not his exact like ski box and roof rack, but it's exactly the same like model as what I'm running now. So definitely gave me a lot of inspiration. Really, really well done. I know it's off to a good home now. It's staying here in Texas, but just from top to bottom, inside and out, it's just so clean, and always gets a lot of props from different owners, whether or not they're into the Mark V Supras or not. So I would say Calvin's Supra wins that round. Now for the best engine bay, this one actually does not have an honorable mention. The two that I will mention on this one, honestly, it's like 1A, 1B. That's actually what I have on my notes right now, is Sean's Supra or Juan's. Of course, for Sean, still stock, he just got a downpipe, well, still stock turbo, but just got a downpipe and a tune on it through BM3. And then Juan's, of course, is a top mount with built trans, way more stuff done to it. But just the way that both of those guys did their engine bays, Juan's was very clean. Everything was measured and just put together really well. Got a lot of nice touches that he did to make sure that the color scheme matched, and it's just super clean overall. For Sean's, his was more matching with black and red, which you could definitely see throughout the entirety of his car. But just, I mean, you pop the hood of that car and you can just see all the carbon and the very nice pieces on it. So definitely very aesthetically pleasing, but I would have to definitely give it to Sean or Juan for the best engine bay. Next one is the best sounding Supra. But right now, my honorable mention is going to be Matt's Supra. He had the custom catback exhaust where it was 4 inches all around, and the muffler was an HKS muffler, which sounded very JDM. Honestly, that was one of the cleanest sounding single exhausts that I've heard. It can be loud when you want it to, but it's also quiet when you're just driving around everywhere. But my personal winner for the best sounding Supra in this category has to be Sam's Turbulence Gray top mount Supra. So that one was running a catless downpipe, of course, with the top mount turbo kit that he had, and it had the SP1R. So I know that is a very hard exhaust to obtain right now. I mean, it just sounds awesome. It is loud enough. Gave it a very JDM sound with just a 5-inch muffler. But yeah, me hearing that for the first time, I can get why it was very popular. And it would definitely have to go to Sam. Now for the fastest Supra. Of course, if you've been keeping up to date with the Supra Build Series, you probably know who the winner for this is. But the honorable mention for this would have to either be Juan with his top mount 6466 Supra tuned by Body, which made 800 wheel, a little over 800 wheel on 40 something pounds of boost. Also, Tony's Supra, which also has a 6466, or Sam's daily driven Mark V Supra with a 6870. But the clear winner for this is David with his over 1,000 wheel horsepower Supra with a 7275. So for this, I know I featured drag Supras whenever TX2K was here. I'm actually not including them because, of course, if we were to include them, I mean, these are like bona fide race cars. Those don't see the street that often. I know you can drive it on the street, but they don't see it that often. Obviously, if I was to include them, winner would be Mikey Body's Supra, or Justin Lazarus's East Coast Supra car that is in the 7s, but it wouldn't be fair if I included those guys. So if you're wondering why they're not included on here, and that's why I didn't include them on this list, but it would be David with his car. Obviously, you guys will see that more on the channel, so definitely stay tuned. And now wrapping up the awards with our last two categories, we have the best daily driver build. With honorable mention, I would have Kelvin or Johnny's Supras on here. The reason for Kelvin's, he just had a downpipe E50 tune at this point in the lifespan of the Supra platform. Everyone knows the whole meme about downpipe and E50 tune, but whenever the platform first came out, that was not, I wouldn't say like earth-shattering, but it definitely put a lot of eyes on this platform, deservedly so, because, I mean, in other platforms, you would have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars just to have your car do what a Supra with a downpipe and a tune can do. I mean, it makes 500 wheel, low 500s, and then 600 wheel torque. With how peppy the power band is, I mean, you can't beat that package. And I tell everybody, as someone with a 6870 top mount Supra with 850 wheel on tap, and someone who's done basically every single mod stage that you can do on this platform, really the sweet spot for this platform is a car with a downpipe E50 tune. And in terms of just power level, if you guys are wondering, would be 500, 600 wheel horsepower range, because this car definitely punches above its weight in terms of power and just the drivability of it. I mean, For me, honestly, I don't even use all the power that I have every day. I mean, it's nice to have, but it's just so overpowering for the purpose of it that you have to really pick and choose when you want to enjoy it. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. Whereas Johnny's, his is a downpipe and an aftermarket CTS turbo, which was in the 500 wheel horsepower range, but he's running on pump gas. So that would be like the sweet spot, again, as I would say, for any daily drivers that want to use their Supra every single day. It makes it fun. It's plenty of power for the street. You just get some stickier tires because the stock Michelin Pilot Super Sports, they're just not that good in terms of handling the stock power of the Supra. So of course you put more power, then it does even worse. But I would say those two would be my honorable mention. But my winner for this would be Devon's Supra. So this is the one that is tuned, I believe, I can't remember. I'll add an annotation on the video, but I think he was just running like pump gas on there, but he had a pure 800 setup. For you guys that are wondering, like upgrading your stock location turbo or just upgrading your turbo, for me, I know there's a very vocal minority in this platform. Everyone says that pure is just unreliable, blah blah blah. But here's my answer to those people that have that complaint: is there's a lot of people that run the pure turbos and don't even post anything. Like I barely posted anything on the forums or the Facebook groups in terms of my turbo because I mean, I literally had no problems with it. I don't know how many miles I put on it. I think it was like over 20,000 miles on it, and I literally had zero issues. It was super reliable for me. It's that sweet spot because you'll get 700 wheel on that turbo reliably and safely, and you don't have to worry about emptying your catch can with the top mount and then filling up with oil. Because if you're wanting to drag race a car or go on some twisties, of course, you just want to get in the car and drive it. And I think at that power level, assuming your tuner gives you different boost levels that you can adjust on the fly, a upgraded stock location turbo is the sweet spot for that. So I do miss that setup, especially with the cruise that I just did with our group here in Texas, Toe Game Play. Definitely check them out if you guys are interested in joining some of their future events. Josh, shout out to him. You guys will see a video on that event. But on the twisties, I really wish that I had the pure again in my car because I kept having to like empty the catch can and it just got old. But first world problems. So I can go on and on about that, but I want to end this video with the best overall build. So again, this is completely my opinion, and this would go to the Supra that is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also has a performance to back it up. Honorable mention for this one, in my opinion, would either be, again, Juan or Tony's. I mean, just for the care that they put into their build, the parts that they put into it, and just the overall package, it's hard to miss. I know Juan really doesn't take his car out that much, but if you guys do see it, it's like a unicorn. It's very clean. I haven't heard or met anyone who hasn't appreciated his build. And then, of course, for Tony, I mean, again, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's hard to miss an HKS wide body car. But my best overall build would have to be David's A91 Supra. So David, if you're watching this, congratulations. I know for a lot of these categories, I had you on there, but David's car is just so clean. I mean, you can tell that he took a lot of care and a lot of thought putting that car together. And then, of course, with his performance, it's unmatched. I mean, how often do you see a stock block Supra making over 1,000 wheel? You just don't see that often. And the way that it was just put together by Tony at iAuto Work, Brian Scholl with his trans, and then of course Mo with his fueling solutions, and of course tuned by Sam on BM3. Riding that car and just being around it quite often, I've learned to really just appreciate the car. So super clean. Make sure that you guys watch that video if you haven't yet. But that's it. I didn't realize that I've been talking this long for this video, but 14 videos later, those are my awards for the Supra Build Series award show. So there's going to be more cars featured on this all around the US. So make sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next video.